Good morning, dear students. So I welcome you to this class. So before I start the class, let me give you a real life example, real life situation. Suppose there is a building, okay? There's a building something like this, and you are standing somewhere here, okay? Somewhere here if you are standing and you want to find, you want to take a rope from top of the building, from top of the building to the place where you're standing. You want to tie a rope, okay? So you know this distance and you know this distance. Then how do you find how much rope do you require so that it stretches from the top of a building to the place where you're standing? So this answer is given by the branch of mathematics that is known as trigonometry. Trigonometry. So in this module we will be discussing the chapter on trigonometry. So let us start our discussion. Trigonometry, if we just break up the meaning, this is trigonometry, Trigonometry. Trigonometry, tri means three sides, three, gon means three means tri means three, gon means sides, and metry means measure, measure. So three sides measure. If you remember, a three-sided figure is nothing but a triangle. Yes, so trigonometry can be formally defined as trigonometry is the study of relationship between the sides and the angles of a triangle. So we are going to focus a lot on the sides and the angles of a triangle. The triangle which will be discussed particularly in this section is something called as right angled triangle. Right angled triangle. Now the question comes, why right angled triangle and why not any other triangle? The reason is, if you have any kind of angle, I can always divide it into a right angle triangle. So I can say that any angle, any triangle can always be divided in a right angle triangle. So if I study right angle triangle, that is much more than sufficient for me that I have studied all kind of triangles. So this is the reason. And one more thing, why do we study only triangles is because any geometrical figure can always be divided into a triangle. Now your question might be, so what if I have a circle? Let me tell you, circles can also be divided in a small triangle, because if you project it somewhere like this small will be actually small part of the circle will also be actually a straight line. So I can say that any geometrical figure can be divided into a triangle, and any triangle can be divided into a right angle triangle. This is the reason why we study only right angle triangle in trigonometry. So that being said, so let us start. So if I have something like, if this is the right angle triangle, because we are going to study only right angle triangle, remember, if this is the angle, the corresponding, this will always be called your base, this will always be called your perpendicular, and this will always be called your hypotenuse. So let me represent all this by one letter. So base as B, and perpendicular as P, and hypotenuse as H. Okay, now we are going to see the ratios of these three sides. So ratios of these three sides. So let us write it. So we have base, hypotenuse, and perpendicular. We are just going to have a look at their ratios. Okay. So let this angle be given by theta. So theta is a Latin word which represents angle in mathematics or physics as well. So let us start. So hypotenuse. So I can have first is P by H. I can write it as B by H. Let me just write it. So after this I can have one more. It's called H by P, and after that H by B, and finally I can have B by P. If you see, I have listed out all the ratios that is possible between three quantities, that is perpendicular, hypotenuse, and base. This P by H is called sine theta. So pardon me for that. So actually sine theta is written like this, sine theta, but I don't have space, that's why I'm writing it like this, sine theta. This is called your cos theta. This is called your cos theta. This is called your tan theta. This is just the name of the ratios. Okay, it has been given tan theta. This is called your cosec theta. Cosec theta. This is called your sec theta. This is called your cot theta. So these are the ratios that I have. Sin theta equals to perpendicular by hypotenuse. Cosec theta equals to hypotenuse by perpendicular. Cos theta equals to base by hypotenuse. Sec theta equals to hypotenuse by base. Cot theta equals to b by p. So that is established. Okay, so these are the 6 ratios that I have for the 3 sides of a triangle. So this is clear. So sin theta equals to p by h. Can I write this one as 1 upon p by h? Can I write it? I can write it. So p by h is nothing but sin theta. So what I'm trying to say is that cos theta can be written as 1 by sin theta as well. So similarly cos theta also I can write it as 1 by cos theta. 1 by cos theta I can write it. After this b by p also I can write it as 1 by tan theta. So these relations are called inverse relation or reciprocal relation. Pardon, it's called reciprocal relation. Sin theta equals to p by h, cosec theta equals to 1 by sin theta. So these are the relations that we got. After this I would like you to note down that sin theta is not sine into theta. Please keep that in mind. Sin theta is not sine into theta. If theta is not there, sine does not have its independent existence. I can say that if we do not have if we do not have brain of us, then we can say that we don't have any existence, right? Similarly, for sine to exist, theta has to be there. Okay, this theta has to be there. Theta is nothing but the measurement of an angle, something like sine 0, sine 30, sine 45. All these things are, theta is nothing but degrees of angle, something like sine 45 degrees, sine 30 degrees, sine 60 degree. We are going to see all those values in the coming classes. So I hope this is clear. And one more thing, I think all of you remember Pythagoras theorem holds for right angle triangle, and we are discussing Pythagoras theorem over here. So Pythagoras theorem says that hypotenuse square equals to p square plus b square, or I can write it this way, p square plus b square equals h square. Okay, so I can write it like this. So after this, if I divide it by h square, what I will get? I'll get h square by h square equals h square. So I can write this one as 1. Yes, this one is 1, and p by h whole square I can write whole square plus b by h whole square equals to 1. I can write it. Yes. So p by h, if you notice, it is nothing but sine theta plus sine theta square plus this was cos square theta equals 1. Yes, cos theta whole square, it is 1. So I can write the sine theta square as sine square theta plus cos square theta equals 1. So this is also called as identity in trigonometry, that is sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So please note down, this is one of the formula that we are going to use. We are going to use it a lot in this chapter. Okay, so now once I raised here, so let me just divide them by sine square theta. If I divide it by sine square theta, what I am going to get? So this is one formula which I've already got, sine square theta by, I'm just dividing it by sine square theta, and I'm just deriving at one more relation, cos square theta by sine square theta equals to 1. Okay, I think I didn't explain to you something before I come to this. So let me just start Let me just explain to you something I didn't explain to you, I feel. So tan theta, if you remember, tan theta, I can write this one as P by B. This one I can write as P by H. P by B I can write it, right? So P by B, can I write this one as H into H, or in simple words I can write this one as P by H divided by B by H. I can write it like this, right? So P by H I can write this one as sine theta, because sine theta, and B by H I can write this one as cos theta. So tan theta I can write it as sine theta by cos theta as well. So this is what I wanted to convey. I forgot to establish it. Similarly, cot theta is nothing but cot theta equals to cos theta by sine theta. This also you can establish it. Okay. So let us go to the problem where we were actually where we need this actually. So I was stuck at sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. So we had divided it by sine square theta. So we had got sine square theta by cos square theta, not pardon. So we are just dividing it by sine square theta. Let me just erase it. Sine square theta plus cos square theta by sine square theta equals 1 by sine square theta. Yes, sine square theta by sine square theta will become 1 for you. Let me just erase it. Sine square theta by sine square theta will become 1 for me. Cos square theta plus sine square theta, as you know, will become cot square theta. If you're not clear, you can ask me. We can discuss it. Cos square theta equals 1 by sine square theta is nothing but, if you remember, it is 1 by, pardon, it is nothing but cosec square theta. Okay, cosec square theta. Similarly, so this is also one of the formula that you should remember. Similarly, now sine square theta plus cos square theta, if I divide it by cos square theta, what I'm going to get? So if I divide it by cos square theta, sine square theta by cos square theta, it will become cos square theta plus cos square theta plus by cos square theta, I can write it as 1, and this will become 1 by cos square theta. Sin square theta by cos square theta will become how much? This is nothing but tan square theta. So this will become tan square theta plus 1 equals to 1 by cos square theta will become nothing but sec square theta. Yes, so these are the three formulas that you have to remember. So sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. Then one more formula I had to write, and this one also I have. So with this I have come to the end of the introduction to this chapter. So before I finish this class, always remember this, that there's a best way to remember. I think you would have heard from your seniors. Some people have curly brown hair turns permanently black, or some people say brown. So how is it useful is sine theta is nothing but perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos theta is nothing but base by hypotenuse, and tan theta is nothing but perpendicular by base. So this is one way of remembering this formula. And one more thing you should note down is, remember I wrote sine square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1. This can also be used as sine square theta equals to 1 minus cos square theta. So all those manipulations are there which you need not remember. It's logical. So I ask you to remember only this part. And once I divided sine square theta, then I got the formula as 1 plus cos square theta equals to cosec square theta. So this was also one of the formula, and also I had tan square theta plus 1 equals to sec square theta. Remember girls, remember students, many of you will get confused with this formula. in exam. I have seen many of the students getting confused with this formula. So it is enough if you remember this formula, and these two formulas can be derived in the examination as well if you have any confusion. So with this, I have concluded this introduction on trigonometry. We'll be looking at the usage of all these formulas and the ratios in the upcoming classes. With this, I take your leave. Thank you.